Welcome to the Airbnb Roadmap, the podcast designed to navigate you through the entire journey of short-term rental success. Whether you're just starting out or ready to take your hosting game to the next level. My husband and I became super hosts within just months of launching our first Airbnb and have proudly kept that title ever since. With over 350 reviews and an overall 4.95 star ratings, we picked up a hack or two I'm excited to share with you. In each episode, I break down the strategies, insights, and industry secrets that set profitable short-term rentals apart. From choosing the right property, understanding local regulations, and obtaining your listing to go beyond just the basics. I'm here to share everything you need to succeed. So if you're ready to map out your path to Airbnb success and unlock the full potential of short-term rentals, join me on the Airbnb Roadmap. Your journey starts here. Hey, this is Brittany Wenninger with Porch Realty, powered by Real Broker LLC, and today we are diving into one of the biggest updates Airbnb has rolled out for the hosts in a long time. As of yesterday, Airbnb is making a major change to how service fees are handled, and it's something that impacts every single host because let's admit it, most hosts are on Airbnb. We will not be doing a life update today. Actually, we are, real quick. Color drenched a room, and it was a big pain in the ass. It had carpet. Trying to paint trim and not get that on carpet is damn near impossible. Also, this paint needed 2 coats of everything, so I thought that it would take like 2 days to paint this room. It actually took 2.5, 3 days, and it was not fun. But hey, we got her done, and the room is going to be a movie theater, and it will look amazing. So that was one of the biggest pain in my butts, but my husband kept on reminding me hey, patience is key. Do not rush this, and he was correct, because if I rushed it, it would have turned out looking like crap. So he always has to remind me every once in a while, because I am someone that's get her done. It does not have to be perfect, and he is the perfect one. So yeah, he reminds me that it needs to be perfect, and I remind him that we just need to get her done. So we are a good combo. But anyways, going back to the Airbnb shenanigans. For years, Airbnb operated with something called quote-unquote a split fee model. That meant that both the guests and the host paid a small, it's not really that small, but small percentage to Airbnb. Typically, guests paid around 13, 12-ish percent. It was always different, let's be honest. It's a whole mathematical equation on Airbnb and whatever. It was around 12-ish percent. And hosts paid 3%. Guests saw that fee right away after checking out and often caused quote unquote a sticker shock is what they always said, which led to a lot of abandoned bookings and lower conversion rates. So essentially, guests would be hey, that's a really cool stay. Let's book it. And then once they saw all of the fees that were coming through and their $1,000 stay now turned into a $1,400 stay, they're let's reevaluate. So now Airbnb is officially shifting toward a host-only fee model, which means that hosts like us are now paying the full service fees, and guests are no longer seeing that and having that sticker shock situation because their fees are minimal and very clean and very upfront. So essentially, it's a all-in-one price. Now, what does that mean for you? First, your payout will change. Under this new model, Airbnb deducts around 15.5% directly from your payout. That is quite a big jump from the 3% we are used to. That means unless you raise your nightly rates, you're going to lose money per booking. Second, this affects your pricing strategy overall because guests won't see a service fee anymore. Your listing might appear more attractive. The total price looks cleaner, simpler, and more transparent. But to keep your profits the same, you'll need to adjust your pricing to make up for that added cost. For example, if you were to charge, let's say, I don't even know, $200 per night, and that's what you used to do. But now you need to increase it to $230. I don't know if that was like 15.5%. I just kind of made that number up. So whatever the increase of 15.5% would be. So let's just say $230 to maintain your new payout once the host only fee is deducted. So once Airbnb takes that 15.5%, then you are left with that $200. And that's kind of what you were used to before, right? So why is Airbnb doing this? It's all because of guest experience. Guests have been very vocal about not liking the surprise fees, and Airbnb is following the trend set by other booking platforms that already show the quote-unquote all-in-one pricing. Airbnb believes that this will lead to more bookings, higher guest satisfaction, and fewer abandoned carts. Now, do I believe that? Yes and no. I think that there is more motive to this. I think that they are saying that there's a lot of people not using, and I don't want to say a lot of people, but there is a trend that is projected upwards for direct bookings. And people are now realizing that Airbnb is a lot more expensive than direct booking. And that's why way back when they did the whole policy of, hey, if we see a URL or any signs of you saying, hey, get off this website and go to your direct booking website, they will just kick you off of Airbnb like instantly. They have a no tolerance rule for advertising your direct booking website on Airbnb, which I totally get. They want to make money. So I think that was kind of like the first phase, and this is the second phase of now they're probably going to be like, hey, this is pretty much like a direct booking platform. We are not charging you guests any service fee whatsoever. That's exactly what direct booking is. So I think that they are trying to gear their website more toward being a quote unquote direct booker than, saying like, hey, here's all these fees. Once you get to checkout, have fun. And let's be honest, like when you are booking, let's say your own Airbnb, not your own, but like someone else's Airbnb or hotel, and you're like, hey, it looks like it's just going to be $1,200. And then you check out and it's $1,500. That really sucks. I get it. Do I like it? No, but I get it. Now, for taking action though, because this happened yesterday, that means that this week your goal should be to take action on whatever method you want to use. Some people are increasing their nightly stay and just calling it good. Others are increasing their nightly stay slowly because we all know that those Airbnb hosts that just either A, don't care, B, don't manage it correctly, or C, do not even read their Airbnb emails, they might not be taking action. And that means that your property, your listing, might be overall more expensive than your competitors now if you are taking action. So some people are gradually increasing their nightly stay. Others are increasing their nightly stay and then writing in their listing saying no guest service fee. But then they are also mentioning that they still have to pay the cleaning fee. So just saying like, hey, no guest service fee is being charged to you for this listing, and kind of like honing in on that so their listing looks better. And then obviously you have to like mention, hey, you're still going to be paying for the cleaning fee. But I think personally that's going to be our route because our CRM, we use Hospitable. They already increased our nightly stays. So pretty much our price labs is attached to Hospitable, and Hospitable then will correct that margin for Airbnb. They already do it for Vrbo, but now they're going to be doing it for Airbnb. So they are already pretty much automating that margin correction. So for my listings, I will probably be putting some additional verbiage in the listing description and pretty much saying like no guest service fees. So I will admit I just ChatGPT'd this, but here are 4 ways that you can pretty much write exactly what I just mentioned. No Airbnb service fees here. What you see is what you pay. Just a simple nightly rate plus the standard cleaning fee to keep things sparkly for your stay. Skip the extra fees. When you book this stay, you'll pay no Airbnb service fees, just our regular nightly rate and a small cleaning fee. Transparent pricing you'll love. No hidden Airbnb service fees, only your stay and a one-time cleaning fee. And then we believe in simple, honest pricing. You won't see an Airbnb service fee added at checkout, just a simple cleaning fee to ensure your stay is spotless. So again, I totally just looked it up on ChatGPT. But those are 4 ways that you could pretty much tell guests like, hey, there's no service fees here. I feel like, and I haven't tested this, but I feel like a guest would see that and be like, hey, that's awesome because service fees are very expensive. What they don't know is that you already increased the nightly stay to make up for that margin. But I have a feeling no one's going to be really doing this. So let's be different and let's do it. So I'm going to be doing this. And I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, so it's very interesting. Again, all this changed yesterday. So very new, very fresh. And yeah, the crappy reality to all of this is that change kind of sucks, but it's a thing and it's here. So I always like to quickly figure out how to adapt to that change and then figure out how to stand out. So that is my way of standing out, is to put it into the listing. Again, other people have other strategies to stand out, like they're gradually increasing their nightly stays, or they're just increasing it and then walking away. But overall, change is change. So it'll be interesting to see where everything fall in the next 3 to 6 months with everyone's nightly stay, because there's going to be a lot of hosts that don't change their nightly stay, and then they are the cheaper ones, but they're probably not managed as well because obviously they don't care about their margins and their profits. So we shall see. If you come up with another catchy way to write that into your listing, please let me know, because I think I'm going to take one of these 4 that I mentioned to you. I don't know which one yet. Maybe I might do one in each listing. I don't know, but we shall see. And I'm excited, a little nervous, but excited for this change. And I'm very curious to know if Airbnb is going to be coming out with a commercial that is saying no fees at Airbnb. So it'll be interesting. So we will follow this. But if you have any questions, you know how to reach out. I also love when people reach out to me saying that they listen to this podcast. And well, just because I'm honestly just talking to myself. So if you're listening, reach out and tell me, because I love seeing that stuff. And if you need any mentorship help, or if you are someone that loves doing online classes at your own pace, I do have a course out there. It's under $500. And my amazing marketing team is working on our website right now. So if you go on the Airbnb Roadmap podcast website, it might look a little funky. That's because it's under construction. So we are working very hard to get that up and running. So all you amazing folks will have a gorgeous website to figure out all things Airbnb. So yeah, that is coming. And if you have any questions, let me know. See you next time. Thanks for joining me on the Airbnb Roadmap. If you're loving these episodes and want to keep the conversation going, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with someone who's ready to dive into the world of short-term rentals. Got a question or topic you would love to hear about? Reach out. This podcast is all about learning and growing together. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the Airbnb Roadmap Podcast, for more tips, tricks, and behind-the-scene insights. Until next time, here's to turning your short-term rental dreams into thriving realities. I'll see you back here soon.